Alright, welcome to video games. It is the first game of the season, of all of tf2 season 46. And for some reason, people decided, yes, let's play Sunday, the day is Sunday, like the first day you can possibly play a game. As soon as humanly possible. They decided we get this over and done with now, never scrim these maps again. Except Sunshine, which we still have to play, and Process is gonna come back eventually, but that's details. Make main voiced. Fine. Oh, you don't have the thing. There you go. We give you the role too. I almost just banned you, oops.
Wow.
How's that production main? What is that production man talking on stream?
Yeah, this hasn't happened since Wolf convinced Jam to cast and produce at the same time.
So yeah, I don't know, this could be interesting. For the teams. MAYOGIRL looked pretty promising, so I need to change the team colors here. MAYOGIRL is a team that I thought could do well. They had some decent scrim results. I would rate them higher than BigBlunt. However, I don't know if by a lot. So we'll see how this can turn out here. I can already see I don't have two people in my fake nick thing. So let's get on that. And then we click this button, and then I think it's certain reservation. Damn, I just closed it. Let me find it. Yeah, the last thing I had here. Where are you on Steam? There you are. That is possibly the worst server password I've seen in my life. But, you know, luckily, don't need to care. Not my server, after all. As long as it works, I guess. How many do we have right now? We have most people here, actually. Wow, yeah. We are as good to go as can be. I think I have the thing on as well. It says following, so it should be working. Let me know from your end. Yeah, anyway, bats are working. So, do follow the commands on screen. If you want to put points on these teams, whoever you believe in, and get you 3 internet points. Hello! I just described the betting.
Wow.
Adam is setting up the mirror thing so you can pretend like you're at LAN and specking what the production sees.
Poggers. Oh,
I don't know if he hit you up with that yet.
Oh, TF2 did not like me doing that all of them.
Do let me know if like everything's fine on your end, by the way.
It should be, but I should be third person on one of the soldiers.
In that case, wait a second. That can't be right on my end then.
TF2
Following.
waiting for game
No, I'm on
connection.
Jinx and I'm like still free. That's weird.
Sure.
What's my button for this? I have a button for this actually.
Oh, I decided to close TF2 because I'm really smart.
Not on age apparently.
Yeah, it's the same link. I tried sending it again, but it turns out it's not taking.
Well, we're starting now. We'll figure this out as we go along here.
Yeah. You can just take it away. I'll join it at some point. I'm fucking. I'm launching TF2 again. I'll be there.
Oh, damn. Who are you specking? Just tell me. Oh no, it's working.
I'm not checking
Jinxing.
anyone. I'm launching.
Jinx?
TF2.
No, it's not working for me for some reason.
It feels bad, man. Okay, well, good luck, guys.
Okay, whatever.
Alright, well, we tried. Whatever the case, Witzwhite's live. We're gonna figure this out next time for sure. Either way, we're starting BigBluntGaming in blue, MAYOGIRL in red. Starting to midfield with a kill by Bohawk. Sam trying to go deep as well. That's supposed to be Sam like Sigma Sam, but apparently that letter wasn't supported for me, so just Sam it is.
Where did you post the connect?
Did I not? Wait a second, let me get it again. Oh wait, no, that's the wrong person. There you are. You're welcome.
Hell yeah. Okay.
Alright, so MAYOGIRL with a good mid win here. Not crazy, obviously, with both medics living. There is still plenty time to set up a defense here, see what you can do about this, and hold off these sacks. Sam being the first one of those. Good first rocket now, second one on the medic will live. That is pretty much the end of that. In the meantime, I can fix my names a little bit while real quickly.
Looks like I am in the server. Dame's kind of scouting out the lobby a little bit. Ikidu. It's on sniper. Troy's setting up an engineer. So at this point, you know, we're in for a long one. As Autism Larry has elected to play spy. He's checking for off classes. Concludes that they do in fact have a medic. And goes sniper. Which is pretty much expected, you know.
Alright. Sniper stalemate, obviously not the least common sight in TF2. So yeah, we're just on the mercy of Ikidu either hitting something or Autism Larry hitting something here. And putting someone and us out of the misery here. In the meantime, let me fix the names.
We are in one of those situations where it would be preferable for the red team to get into lobby, but unfortunately, Ikidu's found a kill onto Jinxie, their demo man, which means that right now, MAYOGIRL pretty much cannot hold lobby. They don't have the damage, don't have the aerial denial of the stickies, so they just back off. Ikidu goes for a cheeky little pick, hits absolutely nothing, apparently doesn't die either, actually gets headshot by Autism Larry, and suddenly, once Jinxie comes back up, lobby is looking like a bit more of an exciting prospect. The sniper won't be there. They'll be able to sit there more easily, won't be able to take as much damage. But I think Jinxie's going to have to stop eating spam pipes if he wants to actually make any headway into lobby. They're all in connector. But look at Autism Larry. He's found a kill onto the demo man. Makes this a lot easier. But Ubers are still even. They're going to have to go and probably just get a force here. So the sentry gun means that Uber's popped out of both sides. The sentry is actually dead, but 0 space gained as they popped in that Uber, which means that they don't really actually do anything post-Uber. Bohawk going down as well means that they are just... MAYOGIRL is in a situation and it is not very fun. As there is just blue all around them. They're just all getting taken down. Gilga, the only one left alive, doesn't get any swords, doesn't hit any arrows, and that means that he should be dead. There we go.
Alright, give me a second. I'm on the last name to copy here. Then everything's correct on my end, assuming this was the right URL I clicked on. Which it might have been.
Alright. Blue team, they did take second off that. They have about a solid 60% advantage. Gilga still being dead. One soldier. I think that's Sigma Sam setting up for a sack onto the medic, but of course that was called out by Ikidu, so he does absolutely nothing. In the meantime now, Autism Larry still in sniper. The only... No, wait, never mind. How many players are tagged on his team? For me, it's 2. But I also don't have all of them on my my config. Maybe they're all tagged up. That's crazy.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I have no one tagged up now, so... And I get... You have that for me, and I had 2 tagged up, so yeah, I mean, maybe they were... Who knows? Difficult to say, because we don't see the names here that they use.
One of the things that you have to get really scared of here is if MAYOGIRL managed to drag this into a long one, you have to remember that Rag is probably the oldest man in the universe. It's not true. But he's pretty old. He's been around... He was around for a while back when I started playing, which was season 17. And then he disappeared, and now he's back. I think he was a medic main or something. Like... I don't know, man. I think maybe he's fine. I don't think so. But what I'm getting at here is that maybe eventually he'll start experiencing back problems.
Well,
I was going to say lack of being able to breathe properly, but with the current events, it's probably not funny. Sigma Sam looks at stickies, decides to shoot them towards himself, daring Rag to test his probably dwindling reflexes, but they don't get anything. As now, Larry's gone down to a sniper actually, but they do trade snipers, so that means that nothing should be happening here. Jinxie's just spamming pipes into lobby as Sigma Sam gets a kill onto Ikidu.
That's two down already.
They can sack a player. They could
if he doesn't already
nobody...
fall down this week immediately. So a little bit difficult with that happening. Yeah, they're just gonna chill a bit and subject themselves to the stalemate they had the other team in earlier, a little bit longer here. Yosef picking up the sniper rifle on the other side now. So yeah, very much like the same stalemate on the other side of the map than before. Difference being Larry's at least checking to be aware of the sniper, which I mean they are now.
Who's surprised that the sniper's still there?
Well, Rag is.
Rag, because he just like forgets and he dies. Another symptom of old age is sometimes your memory's not what it used to be. But you know, it happens sometimes.
Ooh, here comes the bomb.
So
Sam finally sacks one.
The medic.
Not a second one.
Frank does not care. Sigma Sam was like as just doesn't pop, and so unfortunately nothing's going to come out of that. Back on last again. Sentry guns are being set up right now. Iosif this time on the sniper.
Ooh, they wanted to feed for the Devil Man. Yeah, Jinxie on a very low HP but lives. Sniper exchange there. No one dies. Headshot coming out for Yosef, but Larry will live. So this stalemate will continue on a little bit longer here until finally someone finds a playable advantage. And both teams, as you can see, not very daring about it. Just having these snipers at backlines. And the moment someone overextends, there's a chance.
A lot of times people talk about what happens when an unstoppable force meets an immovable object, but what happens when two immovable objects meet each other?
Well, then you just need to hope that one of them is not around the corner yet and can get headshot. Which is, I think, pretty much what is gonna decide the stalemate right now, unless someone snaps, right, until someone has enough of this and starts making a play. For the moment, not quite happening. This is still just a sniper town. Both teams just taking peas against each other. This time it's ultimately getting the final blow on Yosef. Are they gonna do something with this? They had a good attempt with Sam before. He beefed like one too many rockets to get a force or a kill onto Frank, so not enough was done with it, unfortunately. And this time around, they're just not even really daring to go anywhere.
Yosef's actually electing to get off the sniper again. Decides that he cannot win the battle against Chad Autism Larry, covered in mayonnaise. As he's just kind of looking at a staircase right now. It's really exciting gameplay. Really hoping. Unfortunately, it looks away just as the soldier decides to peek him. It's actually getting jumped by that soldier. Doesn't quite get taken down. It's a nice little damage. It's now suddenly the blue team. They're actually able to get in. Never mind.
Ballhawk with the luckiest rocket just juggles in the scout, I think it was, and gets like Troy caught between himself and the gun, and there's just no way out for Troy.
Autism Larry goes for the hero shot, gets taken down. It's what happens. You can't win them all. Go and you roll the dice. You don't get it. It's unfortunate. Now you're down a sniper on a player, but what if the demo just walks in? Says Rag. He unfortunately misses the first pipe, and they lose a soldier, but they got the sentry gun? Now
I mean,
they're down both soldiers.
That's almost a good sack if you ignore the fact that you don't even bother building a new one, just switch off to be ready for a potential sack. But with two soldiers down, who's gonna do that, right?
That's a really good sack if you consider the fact, if you just forget the fact that they lost two players and they didn't kill anyone on the enemy team, you know?
Well, it makes some moves happen. Red team takes the bait. MAYOGIRL wants to go in, and Jinxie specifically is all the way deep and really weak with that as well.
Yeah, the Uber comes out, but look at the post-Uber situation. The positioning on the red team is just not very good. They're not able to hold on to anything. Troy actually losing a 1v1 to Autism Larry, and now only two players alive. Frank and a soldier, about 40 HP, does get taken down. Now Frank has to be running for the hills. He's going to be chased by everyone on the red team, hopefully. I think he's actually getting out alive. That's not the forward spawns they're going to come out of. They have second cap. You have to walk further back, Frank. Frank!
Unlucky. Did not keep that in mind, and greatly polished shot. Sam with the jump, and Dave goes down on top of that as well. This would have been like a chance to like stall for time on second, maybe get into like an even Uber last stalemate again, and not just get like rolled all the way into last with advantage on the other team. But at this point, they will lose second definitely very quickly because no heals and one down anyway. And no real chance of getting this to even Ubers on last as well. Sam got juggled by Rag by accident. Rag just put down sticky 9 and 10 and it just juggled the soldier perfectly and killed him. Amazing.
Sometimes you get him, sometimes you get got.
Unfortunate. Well, that's one way to buy some time here, but it's not going to stop what's going to be happening, which is this Uber coming into last from one really early Uber without knowing where anything is. It's just a very blind Uber, and it doesn't accomplish much. It gets the gun eventually, but they use Jinx for that. And with the captain already like this, it will at least force down Big Blunt players onto the point, but they're just not winning these fights at all.
Yeah, nothing really came of that. They weren't able to secure the high ground. Jinxie going down so early on meant that there's no real area denial for the red team. As Frank lives, he's 100% Uber, and this time, teammates are in front of him, so he doesn't have to guess, he doesn't have to look down at his HUD to see how many points the enemy's captured. So he knows where they are, he can actually walk forward here. This is really exciting stuff. As, you wouldn't believe it, but Autism Larry's trying to snipe down the medic.
Never seen before strategies, and maybe because they're not quite working well, is why we haven't seen it on mid yet, I guess. Everyone's playing safe on point or behind point at least enough to be out of the sideline. A little bit more difficult doing that on second, because you kind of have to go into enemy territory here, cross the sideline. Frank just about gets through, and that might be enough for them to get all the space here. MAYOGIRL playing this really safe, and with Sam down already, they're not trying to get more, but never mind. They're just peeking Shudder for just a second.
That is unfortunate, and a really, really big shot for Autism Larry. He's got to be feeling good about that one, as suddenly he's completely turned the tides for his team. I say that as the other two players in the team lose 1v1.
Oh, Yosse was so close. Oh, there's another soldier around. No, Dave got spotted, and Rollout actually does not care to go that way. Just goes the other one back, and they knew he was there in Rollout. They just didn't think he would go backwards to second again. Unfortunately, lost the gamble there. That was a really good bomb by Joseph, I think it was, to even get the medic quick in the first place. Like a really good high bomb around the corner into Shudder, and it just almost got the medic by himself. Still, they got the most of this, right? They got the force out eventually. Will keep things even on the E-burst. Kills so much momentum of MAYOGIRL here.
Yeah, that really, really helps them out. If we were just sitting at the situation before, they didn't get that kill onto Gilga, it would have been so good for MAYOGIRL. Uber like that is really hard to come by, especially in these kind of situations where nobody has successfully managed to push anything, it feels like. It's just one team goes in, pushes, it doesn't work, and they have to leave. But, you know, that's the story of my life, is failing so far that you get somewhere, you know?
Sure, why not, I guess. Once again, stalemate here. We've technically seen sniping mid, but not really doing a stalemate. So that might still happen for now. Different ideas here on all ends. Trying to just fight for space all the way through choke, through sewer, and seeing if they can bait somebody forward. Yusuf tries to jump, misses the wall. Can't get the second rocket for the wall jump out. And at the very least, just about lives. Small consolation prize, I guess, but it's better than dying.
Iosif goes back, sits behind the rock with his escape plan out, asks for an arrow, gets arrowed, walks away, and takes the health back before taking off the escape plan. Really making the most out of his medic's heals there. Great job.
That is called teamwork, and you're just jealous because you don't have it.
Yep.
Like Yosef with the sack, nah, he just jumps straight in front of the Devilman, and there's like 3 people with him shooting the same soldier, sacking onto your Devilman. Very easy to take care of. Sam with the counter sack, and barely anyone sees it coming, just enough, and a nice serve by Frank. Back to the pack to get out of there at least.
Yeah, that was a really nice stuff. Probably the most expected bomb of all time. Jinxie tries to sync up. They're actually just gonna go for this trade, which is, you know, it's something.
They're just trading into the sniper.
Look at this one scout and a medic just inside the other team. Frank is just trying to go somewhere. He really wants to get out of choke, but there are just stickies. Fortunately for him, everyone forgot he exists and started shooting his soldier. There we go. Gets headshot by Larry, but it looked fine. Actually, the rest of his team follows. It's only Rag left alive. He's in PC right now. He's going to go take a 1v1 and lose it because it's not a 1v1. It's a
That was just lost on the conceptual level. Anything Big Blunt wanted to do there after the Uber faded was just like kill the medic, and they just walked backwards and everyone walked into them to just completely get denied. All of this accomplished was just like feeding for a medic that they couldn't reach. So will not work out for Big Blunt. And MAYOGIRL needs to capitalize on this right now, right? Like these games just always came to a dead stop before last. At some point, they have good ad now. They just need to have no major problems on second, and they have a good chance. As long as they don't rush the last push like last time.
And in this kind of situation, you're kind of, if you're Autism Larry, there's honestly after that medic goes down, you want to go and play really aggressive as a sniper. A scout into these pushes is so much more useful in a lot of the cases. When the team already knows you're on sniper and you have to play super defensively, yes, they actually do get a sentry kill already. The Uber is popped onto Sigma Sam. They don't actually get anything else already. There's a lot of cap time onto the point, but Bohawk's actually gone down, but so is Dave. Uber forced out at this point. However, 3 kills going onto the blue team, but so is the red team. There are also 3 down, so it looks like it's going to back off. They lost their medic, actually. Gilga goes down. Thoughts is Larry not really finding a shot. That sniper is just not really working out for them.
All right, 1 second.
Actually go back to spawn and get off sniper, which is really funny because he's at 20% ad. So we're back in this really cool situation where Autosupply is just going to keep sniping if this was a pug. Kunu's maybe looking at him already, wanting to press the hammer button, but, you know, doesn't quite have evidence yet. Troy on Spy, checking just to make sure that, no, Autism Larry still playing sniper. Back when I played with Autism Larry, fun fact, he suddenly discovered the classic and started playing with that in scrims, and it was really funny because people got really upset when he headshot them with it. But unfortunately, he's not using that. He's using the upper hand like a sniper main. It's a funny number, you bet in chat.
I know. You gotta set the example for people, you know.
I'm laughing.
They need to actually bet a legal amount of points, though. To be fair.
Yep.
Sometimes you just see people join in for the stream for the first time and just try to bet like 2,000. If you don't have 2,000 points, you cannot bet 2,000 points. It's as simple as that.
Oh.
Ooh, snipe. That does help. That doesn't, though.
Oh, never mind.
We're staying exactly where we are right now.
I mean, neither team really has any impetus to actually go for anything, so they can just kind of sit back. In the case of MAYOGIRL, like, they just kind of waiting for the enemy team to push out so they can make them not do the push very well. But this sniper is actually putting on so much pressure in this connector. Sigma Sam getting pretty aggressive there, but they finally do get the kill onto Troy. So now should be able to move a little bit further forward. Maybe even take lobby if we're lucky. So Sigma Sam wants to get ammo. Forgets there's actually ammo right next to him. Rather go for a fancy little shot, waste 3 rockets. But it's cooler, you know?
Oh, also, it's a minimum of 5 points you have to bet, so you can't bet less than 5. So, unlucky was maybe next map. Probably next map, actually. You have enough points to bet by next map. Just stick around, it'll be fine. Ooh, Larry wants to go for a hero shot, but... well, the gun is there, the medicine dispenser. Not anything really allowing you to easily go for that. Okay, once the game hits the 10-minute mark, I'm just closing the bets, I guess.
So at this point, like, you're in a situation with your Autism Larry where you've been sniping the entire fucking game. He's still sniping. And nothing's really, like, you've gotten some picks, but into this last, it really hasn't been working. Honestly, I think that's because the sightlines into process aren't very good. But maybe Autism Larry doesn't care and he doesn't want to play Scout, which, you know, is a valid reason. Scout is boring.
But if that's the only answer to the stalemate, then and it's still not working, then you just, like, as a team, need more things, like, to do in the stalemate right now. And at the moment, the only ones doing anything is Larry, and everyone else is just, like, spamming a little ball hook here and there. Everyone else, not really. Everyone else is just concerned about lobby really more than anything. Which, yeah, they largely have control of, but it's not getting them anywhere.
Josh, if you're watching this, please take notes. Thank you so much.
Which Josh? There's multiple.
Josh.
Fair. To be fair, the other one is eternally stuck in open playoffs, so I mean, he probably also appreciates some input.
I didn't know there was a second Josh, I'm gonna be honest.
He's Scottish, so I mean, hey, close enough, right?
Oh, Jinxie found Rag with a sticky trap. This Rag gets some funny little boots, but now Isif has decided he wants to die as well. Uber comes in to get 2 kills already, but this sentry gun is just not dying, and it's taking so long to kill them, so the Uber is actually faded already. But look at that, and Gilga gets a nice little cross arrow map. I think this should be it. It's just Icky live. There we go. 1 round on the board. Only took 20 minutes, you know, but they got there in the end.
Slow and steady wins the race sometimes, and in this case, anything but the sniper made it happen, really. But at least it did happen.
It did.
So yeah, 10 minutes for BigBlunt to find an answer. It was by no means the most commanding round. BigBlunt had their own chance at last. So yeah, let's see how this goes for them here.
Jinxie actually elects to go out of his own sewer, gets piped immediately. It's now one soldier's bombing him, but actually just kills Gilger instead. This puts MAYOGIRL on a massive timer. They have to kill the enemies really, really quickly, because otherwise they just simply won't have the health to sustain.
Yo, look at that. BigBlunt knows what's happening. They're just trying to fall back as quickly as they can. They still lost their soldiers, obviously partly due to getting this medic here, but otherwise they're just trying to play the safe, see people backing off themselves, which is strange out of MAYOGIRL. I mean, I guess at this point you can just like try to form up with your medic again, but no, they still want a sack, and it's debatably working. There we go. Larry eventually sneaked his way in there while people are flying forwards.
So the thing there is like blue team can back off there because they know that their medic can just heal them back up. They can walk in with superior health. And because of this, MAYOGIRL, they know that they kind of, if they want to do anything, they kind of have to go in as a unit. All 5 synergized up, ready to go. They do actually manage to go and get the medic. Megalodon, Funny Taunt onto Troy. Really getting into their heads at this point. I hope not, because there is 8 minutes left. And it's kind of crunch time. The pace this game has had so far, the impetus is really pretty much entirely on the blue side.
Yeah, MAYOGIRL has like completely shown that they're fine with stalemating if they eventually win. At the moment they are, so yeah, BigBlunt has to make something happen. And right now that is getting demoted with the equation, which just isn't happening. Dave gets tonight immediately trying to think about bombing in.
So at this point, if you're blue team, you're 50%. So maybe you can kind of stall out MAYOGIRL's second push long enough to where you can hold last and get an Uber in time. You're 70% now. So maybe if you second one soldier, you can delay MAYOGIRL long enough to where it doesn't matter because they're 85 now. Now they're 90s. So they're going to have it for a while. Never mind.
It works like you intended it to work out without having to do much more than just forcing MAYOGIRL to take it slow because they just had some presence on second. MAYOGIRL takes it slow on purpose, which still isn't bad for them though. Like sure, having add-on last is sick, but ultimately this is fine for MAYOGIRL. They can just sit here and have the other team force out some mistakes, which almost worked before, so why not try it again, right?
Yeah, Ikadu.
In fact, it did work before. That was when they got out of last on MAYOGIRL. They just like forced the other team to make the mistake. Try to exchange out of last, it wasn't good, and they got out of that.
Yep. Ikadu now on the sniper, looks at a demo man, just runs away in fear and terror.
It forces, kind of.
Oh.
Strange one. Strange exchange, even. Jinxie gets dropped anyway.
This is,
a little bit scarf. Better Uber for red, though, so maybe they can get here in here. They trade still. They have left side, but they don't really have anything to work with here. They're lacking so much damage as well.
What are MAYOGIRL, why are they...
They're getting decent damage. They got the soldiers here. They want to get more. Trade for that kill onto the demo man here. This is not all over yet.
Get him? There we go.
Now it is, because they kept the medic in there. That really was a big mistake.
Jinxie decides he wants to try as well. Doesn't get it. That is a very strange push.
He was just kind of late.
Honestly. Look at Sam.
This is just a backup now, yeah.
You
gotta go for it, right?
Yeah.
Like, sometimes it just works. In this case, not really. But yeah, I agree. This was like a weird sequence of events that has led to all of this. The fact that they just like popped into the people that were like trying to make space for nothing was interesting.
Now Autism Larry doesn't get that snipe onto the medic. That means Frank is 50 HP, but he does have 100% Uber. Gilger only at a measly 50%, which means they're probably going to give up second, and not much else, to be completely honest. Like, Gilger's already 75%. They can just walk this back into last and just delay it a little bit, just like we saw the blue.
Larry is sniping so far forward.
Like, they're not even going in. They're just staying on mid.
They don't have ad. Well, not really anyway, right? They did, but not much anyway, so decided against it, trying to make another play happen. They spotted a sniper in the meantime as well, which just further would slow things down, so just go for the proper play, which is a sack. Just with a huge direct and enough time to threaten another rocket that he didn't even have loaded in the end. So yeah, Gilger pops out of fear, understandably so, after that first rocket kind of just has to use there, and suddenly they have to add again to make it happen.
They do. They just have to get something in the works, you know. Trap coming up. The Ubers popped out immediately here onto this demo. They actually do manage to find Jinxie. This is really good. Bohawk going down as well. It means that they're 2 down. They don't have an Uber charge, but neither does the blue team. However, it doesn't look like it matters. Autism Larry's dead as well. There's already a soldier on the point here. Just one player, but that's a really big pipe. coming out, or a rocket, sorry, but it's just Megalodon alive at this point. The medic, Gilga's trying to do everything he can. Jinxie just spawns quite in time. Is he barely there? He gets Troy.
You didn't get off the point in time. I mean, it would have probably not be one he would have won there anyway, because he would have been just juggled off the point, but still, it ends before he could even have the chance to block, because Soldier was just faster. Really, really close fight there, but despite Megalodon's best efforts, he couldn't kill everyone in time.
That is unfortunate if you are the red team. That is, like, pretty much a single direct rocket or a meat shot away from just being able to hold it normally. But fortunately for Bohawk, he does manage to immediately redeem himself, gets killed onto Rag at the very beginning of mid, and that puts a lot of pressure on the blue team. They actually do get Jinxie themselves. They have a lot of positioning, actually, but Sigma Sam does get 1 kill. They're 3 dead now on both teams, but 2 scouts up for both teams as well. So this is just scout MGE for a while, and Troy is not with the rest of his team. So it gets picked off there by Autism Larry. It's just now 1 scout Ikadu versus Autism Larry.
Almost gets him.
Get the better of him. Gets to leave, but Rag is like 50 HP, so maybe nothing happens.
Well, they want to take some space here on BigBlunt. The thing is, you could just play not to lose here, but you could also still just win, right? Like, how much are you gonna?
Yeah.
How much are you willing to risk for 3 minutes worth of gameplay?
How much is 3 points in your ETF2L official worth?
Yeah. Let's see. It's gonna be interesting. This is gonna be either the slowest game of all time or like the most hectic last 3 minutes of both teams just desperately trying to get something going in the stalemate right now, because that's what we're having here. We've seen it before. No sniper immediately, which pretty much just telegraphs that whatever happens, they actually want to get out of here, I think. Most of them stay here and just snipe for the best of them. Ooh, we're rotating actually immediately in through sewer. MAYOGIRL wants to take all the space as much as they can. Bohawk in, Scout in, and that gets an early force.
I do think that MAYOGIRL, even though they do get that force, they get 1 kill as well. Look at the health. It's so bad. Sigma Sam does go in, but doesn't do a lot of damage. That Soldier Bomb and Ikadu right there on Scout are just completely denying everything. Jinxie's 26 HP. Gilga's forced to fight him. Doesn't get the Uber. He's 13 HP. Pistol RNG out of Troy gets him in the end.
They
now
know
Rag
Jinx is still
in the
hello.
middle.
I was also really fortunate for Rag, because the scouts rushed into second to try to kill the medic, or something really, and just walked straight into stray stickies all over the point. So a little awkward for everyone involved. It gives BigBlunt some hope, though. They came out the better of this exchange. Despite getting forced really early, despite letting them in fairly easily into second through sewer, they somehow managed to get better out of the massive fight afterwards, which could be huge now. This is really the only advantage they get. This needs to go a long while. Either they need to not use here, or use and actually kill relevant classes.
Yeah. They have to go in and either kill, like, a demo man and a medic, or they have to go in, not get forced, and immediately push second. Because yes, this is a 50% ad, but that, as we've seen already, builds incredibly quickly. They're actually going to elect to go into PC, which is going to put them a lot into the faces of the enemy a lot quicker. Uber does come out. Rag is jumping forwards.
No one's with
Looks
Gilga.
like maybe they've actually managed to catch out Gilga and Megalodon. This is really,
Oh, the
really
backup,
big.
though.
The backup is going on right now. There's a lot of players here. Bohawk does go down. I think, however, this should delay it a lot. Iosif is taken down. It's just Autism Larry forwards. Jinxie, 70 HP in the enemy rollout. He can actually go back for this backup. I don't think they should be able to stop him. Never mind, they left 1 scout. But he does get piped. Jinxie right now forces a 2nd scout back for him. As this, even though he doesn't get the cap, this has delayed it so much. And now the Uber's back to being even.
Pretty much, yeah. Nobody was with Frank for a while they left to fall back to block second. Still haven't capped mid even. And people are just desperately in let's not lose mode.
He actually does a crazy jump in onto second. He's forced off the enemy soldier, who does jump, but Sigma Sam unfortunately doesn't quite hit any air shots. But that is so much delay. It's 30 seconds now at this point. They're actually trying to go for this MAYOGIRL. They want to get this cap. They want to get into last. Doesn't look like it's gonna happen. It's only Dave and Rag actually up. Both of them are so hard, but Jinxie and Megalodon not looking too good themselves. So at least they are full HP, and this soldier is just... It's just not looking good.
That was so scrappy, but MAYOGIRL, like, despite having the obvious mistake that the medic was fault, realized quickly enough that the backup is going to buy them enough time to not lose. And that's that's a big thing here. They're certainly not losing. And that's all that counts, I guess. Yeah, both teams will get 1 already out of this official. 2 more points to go on map 1. What a weird game this was.
It feels like I'm watching Prem teams that aren't able to push. I feel like I'm watching the Frenchies, but they're also just like making like slightly worse decisions in a lot of situations. Like they're really.
I think what you're
sniping
trying to
line.
say is you're watching a mid team instead of a prem team.
Yeah. But the sort of the diagnosis for what's going wrong is very similar.
You lose points if they
where-
draw. No, you will get your points after the golden cap. Maybe. Speak better about the Frenchies. I agree.
I feel like the diagnosis is very
They're
similar.
prem and not mid.
Where both teams are playing not to lose, rather than trying to actually do something to win, and they are incredibly reliant on holding stalemates and aren't really capable of pushing properly. So you end up in a situation where the game devolves into waiting for the enemy team to push and not do it properly, so you can capitalize on like half an enemy team and push off that instead of like being able to properly execute pushes. And like that's really difficult. Like there's probably in Europe recently we've had one team in Ascent that have been able to consistently do that at a high level. There's like I don't watch that much NATF2, but I would be surprised if there are more teams than Froyotech who are able to do something similar in North America. But I think ultimately that's what we're looking at, where both teams they don't have good enough excuses to push, so they're just gonna sit back and wait, much like most of Premiership.
Spoiler.
I
Aura
just spilled tea all over
Electro
myself.
versus Nerd Rage is on Sunday this week. It's match 1 of Premiership
Pog
scheduled, which will most certainly be casted. I mean,
Almost
yeah, actually, it
definitely.
will be casted. Yeah, that's like the only other game that like maybe you would consider higher than that in terms of qualities, like Ascent versus Swift. Even then, I don't know.
That might be really good.
All of these are good. Like anything of any of these games that Gale Trail isn't in are really good games. Faint against the Frenchies, against Swift, or Aura against Outrage. Week 1's crazy. And then,
Yeah.
you know, we're in a position where shit's just sad.
I'm excited for a lot for Prem this season because I genuinely don't know how it's gonna go.
Yeah,
don't
I
know who's
would
gonna
say
win.
Ascent's the best one, but not by any large amount, really.
Yeah, I mean I think you look at the season and sure there's definitely like a top and a bottom tier of Prem, but I think the top teams all seem like they're good in their own way. The not scrim team, Swift would be really good if they played, but of course they're not scrimming, so if they win, Prem is dead forever. We'll never recover. But we are live. This is a golden cap. And
Yes.
Austin Larry's chasing a soldier in his own choke.
On a play ad for Big Blunt, bomb in by Bauhawk to try to make up for it, and he airshots the medic. That sure as hell makes up for that one straight away, and everyone's just scrambling to get in. Scouts on the backlines, Troy gets some damage, but mostly on the scout. Megalodon is just eating all the damage for the medic by accident, mostly not on purpose, but it's working.
Right, Jinxie, you have to hit one of them, but unfortunately it's none of them. As Troy actually manages to get the cleanup kills there. Soldier Sigma Sam tries to go in, doesn't get anything, and it looks like we are back on an Autism Larry sniper. He's going to be hoping for a miracle right now. Skilga's still dead. It's going to be roughly 40-50% ad for Frank. Honestly, those advantages haven't mattered that much so far, but maybe Golden Cap, they'll actually want to press W, even though, especially because it's a Golden Cap, they shouldn't press W. But, you know, one can dream.
There isn't... I don't know, I think this will just be a straight up push here, though. They don't have anything to lose by just trying at this rate anyway. And if it's a good push, that could just be immediately game ending. Saying that, obviously, is this mid. Good pushes are much more common in this division than in open at all, but it's still mid at the end of the day, so we'll see. You can see we're fairly early, actually.
Out of the blue team. They do kind of do that because of the sniper looking at their faces. Already headshot their demo earlier on, but Dave taken down. There's finally a lot of high ground taken, but look at Jinxie. Nice little angle with those pipes, but Sigma Sam, he is dead. There's a scout onto Jinxie. Jinxie only hitting one pipe. There's two scouts now. Getting forced off the point. They're in their own lobby right now, but I don't think the blue team realizes nobody really there to defend the point. It's just Bohawk. Finally, the rest of his team is up, but look at the health. The Uber's popped out right now. Blue team can leave in peace. Iosif really has to keep his medic alive here. Dave's so close. There's actually a scout on the point. Don't get the capture. Frank be running for the hills. There's a scout on him right now. He's doing everything he can to not die, and he's not doing it very well. So he died.
And that's something I saw like Ascend do recently on Sunshine, where you just like rotate into your own lobby away from the point, just so the other team has to chase you for so long to try to get kills. Obviously, if the other team just prioritizes this point, you can't do that, but certainly BigBlunt was trying to go for kills, and the focus fire was just not good enough, so dodging them worked surprisingly well here, and MAYOGIRL's getting away with it. Bomb in the Knight early enough, at least Giga's still weak, but no one else really has a chance to get in. They know where everyone is as well, so threat of the sacks mostly removed, and MAYOGIRL got all the way from last to mid now, with still some ad at least to work with.
They have about 20% ad, which in the grand scheme of things is basically not an ad, especially when you consider how far they have to go in order to really make use of an Uber, in order to not push into a team that just has an Uber as soon as your own team's Uber fades. It looks like because of this, MAYOGIRL are actually getting pretty hesitant. I would ideally want them to move a lot faster here. They're actually going to elect to go PC because that soldier spots them out. It's going to be called immediately. Sigma Sam going down as well. Makes this really, really hard for them, honestly. There's a soldier just playing on the high ground. The Uber's popped out super early, but it gets traded on. Bohawk goes into going to roll out. But I think, look at this Uber. That's a lot of damage on the red team. Gilga caught out as well. Dave catches out the enemy team. Frank is taken down by Autism Larry, but I think that's pretty much the only saving grace. Ikadu loses a 1v1 to Megalodon, and Ligma Sam...
No, that was a 1v1 against Autism Larry, and Megalodon just showed up and actually hit something.
Oh, Autism Larry gets a soldier kill. He's on to the demo, but look at Rad.
Why is there a dispenser on rollout?
I mean, sometimes you just gotta vibe it, you know?
Anyway, like, as this push started, do you think MAYOGIRL still thought they had advantage and they just, like, utterly didn't anticipate that they just didn't build well themselves? Because, by all means, they had time to just go in sooner, but they opted not to, probably thinking they still had ahead, right?
I think what that came down to was they were discussing what to do in the push. They finally decided on something. Because of that delay, they don't get in. And that makes it sad, because they tried to execute a set play, and it wasn't fast enough. So now, Gilziga's at another 20% ad. Again, it's 20% ads are basically in the territory where they're not ads. Because it's so small, if the medic plays it right, the enemy team just has to play a little bit passive, juke out the Uber a little bit, and they get one of their own. Makes it really hard to push out of. But it looks like, never mind, they're just going to give it to the enemy team. This is a really fun golden cap so far. There's actually a soldier straight in onto Frank. Only does about 50 damage, however. And the
question is what BigBlunt gets in return now. I mean, how much are you willing to just like do more than a single sack at this rate? Because it hasn't really worked before. And like the whole game's on the line. Yusuf tries to get in here. Gets one good rocket once again, but nice serve.
Onto Gilga.
A lot of Jinx actually as well. Gets arrowed before he gets pistoled. Just about anyway.
Alright, we are back to the stalemate. This ISF is still dead. Autism Larry in PC taking down Dave. Gets chased by Scalp. I think he just gets out Dave. Unfortunately, they're just not quite hitting the rockets he needed to hit. Shot Autism Larry up into the sky, and that is just... He's gonna walk in. I think he wants to snipe here. Does get the demo, actually. This is pretty good. The Uber's popped out. Autism Larry's drawn 2 players behind them, so now gives MAYOGIRL a lot of room to come in, take second for free here. Soldier is up top.
That's
have
not
to
free
watch
yet.
out for him. I think they do have to kill the soldier if they want to do anything. So much space being made. Dave is taken down. Look at Sigma Stam. He's gone down as well. Everyone's just kind of trading kills.
There's so many down there on BigBlunt, there's no reason for MAYOGIRL not to try to just come in here. Yusuf is weak as well, Rax is just barely spawning, they have to give up space here. And just settle with leaving, so this awkward fight that all got started by just like a free demo kill by Autism Larry, I think it was. Works out just fine for MAYOGIRL in the end, so yeah. Sometimes Scout is just the better answer than Sniper.
Yeah, as Bohawk tries to go in. Do a funny play. Doesn't work. Also, Larry finally taken down as well. He was hiding on the boiler. Troy's shot him down right now. Dave's trying to make a move in light of these 2 picks. Let's try and get a force here, knowing that the enemy team is 2 down. He can go for a pick. A lot easier go for the sack. But unfortunately, jumps right into the scout class. And the scout class isn't fun. It's very boring. But look at that. There is no scout with Frank, as Frank is just dead. Uber popped out of Gilga, actually. In the meantime, they did pop it. But they got the enemy demo as well. This is really, really good for Mayo. I don't know. Somehow there's just not a scout with Frank as he's in lobby right now. And that is MAYOGIRL's time to go. They get the kill onto Dave as well. Dave tries to be a hero. Fortunately, in that situation, you want to be a hero with your team and not alone. that is MAYOGIRL running away with 2 points instead of 1 for the first map. They got process.
Ding, ding,
Sunshine
ding.
is next.
We have a winner, which is MAYOGIRL. MAYOGIRL winning with a little bit more votes than BigBlunt did in the voting here as well. So enjoy your points, guys. But that is not it, unless you bet all, in which case it probably is. There will be a second map, as always. Sunshine is next. Let me just put the score on here. BigBlunt. Well, MAYOGIRL was right, okay.
Yeah, MAYOGIRL won. They won the golden cap.
There we go. Alright, I can try to do the thing Adam was telling me about. Apparently I was too stupid to fix my game first, so let's put it on this one. Alright. Yeah, exclamation mark points checks your points. I need to move a thing. I opened this in Chrome, which was a bad idea. Let's see, what's the thing I need to move? Wait, are you still in voice, Adam?
Am I still what?
Oh no, Adam, like Mr. Production
Oh.
Man. He was still here.
I'm still here.
Where's this thing in the normal folder?
Just in your custom.
Oh, the game maybe that is. Yeah, I probably didn't copy that. Yeah, I didn't. Actually, no, I did. Wait. I'm confused. I'm just gonna replace this one with the same one. Maybe that works. Is that tf2? Is the right custom folder, right? Let's put it in. Just making sure. No, yeah, that's custom game API. Yeah, that should work. Gank. I probably should also open the surfing page so I can actually join back. So yeah, that was a map one, right? Like, started really slow and became enabled because of it. I don't know. MAYOGIRL, I think, have the potential to just play better aggressively. They're just afraid of it, I think.
I think so too, but everyone knows that Sunshine Lost is really fun. And if Prem teams can't push into it, how is a mid team gonna deal with a funny Sunshine Lost hold? With even Ubers? Even potentially with an Uber ad. Prem teams have shown that it doesn't matter if you have a level 3 sentry gun and a heavy and also maybe a pyro. Sunshine Lost is impossible to push. Because you have to give up high ground in order to win. Which is, it's just unfortunate the way that that ends up working. As soon as you actually go for a capture on the point, you're giving up so much advantageous position, putting yourself in an awful position. And it just makes it really, really hard for everyone involved. But I do think that Sunshine, compared to Process, is a little bit less sniper favored. I don't know if that will be enough to deter any of the sniper players on either team. I'm hoping it does, because honestly, sniper's not that fun to watch. But, you know, we can hope, we can dream.
Yeah, for some reason the follow spectator thing isn't working for me today. It's strange. It used to work. That is weird. It says sync no. I guess that might be bad.
I think we get a heavy fist fight. I'm
down.
really excited about it. I think we're getting a heavy fist fight. Ikidu has joined the blue team. So is Troy. It was called. Nope, never mind. Looks like they are just giving up and joining the blue team instead of actually giving us a cool heavy fist fight.
So you're saying they don't actually change the tune colors, and it's good and fun for me.
Would have been epic if they had a heavy fist fight. I'm not gonna lie, I would have really enjoyed it. But yeah, this is gonna be I expect this to be slow.
Same.
But you know, it's good, because sometimes if the cast is hype, and I have to go to bed afterwards. It takes a while to fall asleep, so maybe this is easier.
Press the
So
H
I'm
key
going
on
to
my
shift
keyboard.
positions.
It says following. It says sync no. It says in-game yes. I think that's a fact. That isn't a good combination of things here. So yeah, we need to figure this out some other time, I guess. Unlucky.
We are live with map number 2 of ETF2L season 36.
Yes.
Week 1.
First game
Mid-division.
of the season. And we already have a golden cap in map 1 here. Going into map 2 now. Sunshine it is.
There's Dave shaking down immediately, which is, if you've ever played Sunshine last mid, means that this gets very difficult for the blue team very quickly. But luckily, Autism Larry decides to join his comrade in arms. Does get taken down, but so does Frank, actually. But look at Ikidu, goes in, just hits 2 shots, gets 2 kills. Very nice, as Troy's the only one left alive, but doesn't really matter. They got Gilga, and importantly, Gilga died like a solid 10 seconds after Frank did. So that gives Frank a little bit of an ad. It's not that big, but Troy's going for a play right now that I'm not sure I enjoy. This is, what is he? Yeah, okay, whatever. He gives up, thank God.
Well, he's still about in flowers, but now no one's actually falling for it at all. So after a really close first map, we'll see how Sunshine squares. It's an awkward week, right? You have Frost and Sunshine, like probably 2 of the most similar maps we have in the rotation. So we can expect a lot of like similar ideas here, but a lot of minor things are different here, because like you kind of can snipe from it to second, but not really, at least not from many angles, right? Your flowers is really the only good one. Choke is like not happening, and Cafe like barely. It really just needs other ideas for these teams. Last, sure, I give you that. You can probably snipe there, but specifically on second, this is so much less viable than on crosses. It's gonna be interesting, and the crits it is, and it's big.
Yep, that's a lot of dead players. Peter, hope you're watching. Hope you're making a demo call, because this is gonna be in it. Very big taunt coming out of Jinxie. Gets 4 nice little kills. Maybe it was even 5. I'm not sure. But Rag is dead as well, and they haven't even capped second. Actually, 4 spawners are coming up. They're taunting already, but they're fucking playing. It doesn't matter. Okay. Oh, okay. They almost threw that.
At least one person was blocking the point. You know, someone did something correct. That's all that matters. So yeah, immediately great start for MAYOGIRL here after much more hard-fought 4 rounds on the first map. On all the few we saw. This will be a much different story, maybe. Let's see if they can keep this up, because the mid fight was by no means anywhere near this dominating for them. This was a really close fight, and I'm losing Dematic later too.
I'm liking that crits. It's a nice change of pace. Really caught blue team by surprise. We did see this time Dave has gone down really early once again, but Rag again taken down by Autism Larry. Iosif goes down as well. That's Eam. But look at who has the bell tower. It's still just Bohawk. He's only 70, 100 HP this time. Troy get taken down by Autism Larry means that Frank and his scout Ikidu will just be trying to do everything they can to
Larry
get out.
really wants this kill on the medic, but Ikidu just about preventing that from happening. He still is going in. This man doesn't care. He wants something to die, and at this point, the scout building might be good enough, and it just about happens. Due to bleed damage, I think, as well. Well, that just barely worked. Interesting. Alright, also for people in the chat, the formatting you need to do is !bet, and the team tag you see is !bet and May or BBG, and then the amount of points you want to put in, or just all if you want to go all in. !bet BBG 12 would work, for example.
I think it's
The other way around, Josh.
You'll get there eventually.
Yeah, exactly.
Josh. There we go.
I have people that keep doing it wrong every time when they are here constantly. You'd be surprised.
I mean,
we're back to where we started. This match started with Larry sniping. It will end with Larry sniping.
Yep. As Jinxie's gone down to Troy Sniper. No demo means that I'm going to almost drop my microphone on the floor. It's a little bit scary, so I'm going to reposition it. As, yeah, there's a dead demo. Could be a play coming out of the blue team. Demo, man, no stickies. Makes it pretty cool. Bohawk goes down as well. I'm getting really scared.
Alright, I think the thing Adam tried is working now. Yes, it is.
Oh,
Assuming he's backing Larry getting killed. In which case, yes, it is working, and that means we have production value now.
well, should I open the link then?
It's a different one. I guess Adam can link to you.
Oh, okay. Cool.
We can try if it works. That's just good for the
Rag
future, though,
is-
that it works again.
Rag is kind of owning right now. He's on a 3k. But Bellhawk does go in. He's 50 HP. Rag finally finds that little pipe onto him. They're going to get the second cap. Nice little play by Rag with Chad in parentheses in his name. I will be doing something. So I hope that Dom will cover for me.
Right now, I mean, after the massive fight to even get out of last, there isn't enough momentum in anyone's sales to really do more than that with medics dying / having to use, so everyone's just kind of waiting for everyone to be buffed up. It's Slider to Frank, and I want to take advantage of this getting into mid here. Threat of the sniper is there, but not if you take care of that quickly. Sam also denied making a sack happen, and it's 2 down already. MAYOGIRL cannot stay here at all. And that will end the mid hold for MAYOGIRL, and BigBlunt gladly will take the opportunity to keep some advantage of this into second.
Yeah, these 2 kills should be enough. MAYOGIRL not even in, so they're just gonna back right out. They won't be doing anything really to try and contest this. Autism Larry still in the sniper, but Gilga on 100 HP. So BigBlunt, they will be getting second, but unfortunately I do not think they'll be able to convert it into a last push quite yet. A successful one at that. They could probably go for a last push, but whether or not it would be successful really relies on Troy not dying and Iosif not just getting spammed to death. Really scary stuff, gotta be honest.
Ooh, the drop! Sam just about gets it. That is huge for them. Suddenly, it's just a completely different story here. They might still be stuck on last, but they have a chance now.
They do have a chance. That drop is pretty big. But, yeah, Troy is deciding to go spy. And without people dead, MAYOGIRL are going to be pretty scared of pushing out of this, honestly. If they get forced pushing out, this is honestly really good for BigBluntGaming still. You're going to have to watch out, be a little bit careful. Try not to get forced pushing into second, because if they do, hand the Uber right back into the enemy favor. Just not exactly where you want to be. They're actually just hanging out in Cafe right now. Nobody really going in for a sack. Soldier finally does something. Sigma Sam just goes with a body block there. Doesn't actually hit anything. Ends up going down for it, but he completely denies that Soldier bomb. Now
Troy
everything is in the hands of Troy, who's actually in
no,
onto the medic, but doesn't get the stab.
But
Gets
shots
2
coming out.
shank.
Ooh, he gets all the shots.
Gets killed, yeah.
Just about. Last time he played Spy on Process earlier, if you didn't see it, it maybe not directly lost him around, but certainly they were missing some firepower here. This time he's not missing any shots, and it's huge for them.
I would say some funny Irish words, but I don't know any, so I'm just not going to say any. And instead give you a story that Troy has a tattoo on his shoulder, which is like a square, and he doesn't remember how he got it because he got really drunk.
That sounds very
And
believable.
woke up with the tattoo. So anyway, Iosif just going to kill 3 people on last, just casually. As Rag is helping out already. There we go. So many
well,
players.
not
Actually,
quite.
Jinxie and Autism Larry, they're back up, and they're doing a lot of damage. Troy's only 9 HP, doesn't quite go down. There we go, gets taken down by Stickies. Dave is 100 HP, he's just gonna bomb it onto the point. Jinxie is there, gets the pipe, taunts out. That's a 5k for him, actually. Maybe it doesn't matter.
That just about got saved. They just had too many people on point at the beginning. I understand they wanted to stack this enough to not let anyone be able to block it all. But they just got there in time on MAYOGIRL, and that must be really, really frustrating to know that like maybe one person off the point would have actually been better in the end. It's so counterintuitive sometimes, but it's sometimes really hard to judge this before you actually make the play. And in this case, it severely cost them.
So now, luckily, it's even Ubers. And pace this has been going. 1 round up for MAYOGIRL puts this really in their favor. Just sit back, relax, you know, have a cup of tea, spill half of it all over yourself like I did earlier. Really just, you know, enjoy yourself.
Alright, let's see. Even Ubers will mean, yeah, like you said, we can stay here. Well, unless someone finds some nice play last time, this was, for better or for worse, ended pretty quickly off the fact that there was a critical involved. However, that was off of a mid loss with the medic dying, so they had time to just easily switch off. Obviously not the case just now, so different situation at hand here. They will find, or need to find some other opportunities here. You can still sack. The question is, how much you're willing to go for that? How much you're willing to, like, lose to get the medic to use your drop entirely. Sometimes you see people exchange, if anything, through caffeine, definitely not through choke. But not all too common, I think, in the grand scheme of things here. So there's some options. Let's see what these teams favor. Given how slow first map was, I'd be surprised if there's much more action in the single sacks, really.
Iosif is in, but he gets completely body blocked there by Sigma Sam. Nothing's going to come out of him. Sigma Sam actually rotating over. Cafe tries to get something, maybe peek in, see if he can go for a sack himself. Not getting anything. Jinxie has a little bite to eat, you know? Got a snack. Been a long game. Have a break, have a Kit Kat. We're not sponsored, unfortunately.
If anyone is in touch with KitKat, please hit me up. I'm looking for
Please
sponsorships
sponsor
at all
me.
times.
Please, I would love that so much.
Let's see. Larry spawns. He hesitates. Does spawn Sniper in the end.
Oh.
We'll pull out the good old faithful again. Worked so well before. Why not try again? It's a little bit more an awkward point to snipe, especially on second. You kind of aren't the one to actually make the aggressive peaks at all. It's, if anything, on the ones on mid. And with Sam already sacking in and not getting much out of it, it's just maybe an attempt to bait them into the sideline, I guess.
Yeah, they're gonna want to go for something. Uber's traded here, which is weird. I'm not really sure why you'd want to do that, but Troy found himself a nice little backstab. Finally comes in, and that's actually a soldier helping him. Troy does get the cleanup kill onto Gilga. Jinxie goes down as well. Troy, can he get this kill onto Megalodon? He does get it with the help of his demo man. It's just Sigma Sam on second right now, trying to do everything. As Troy did go
They're
down.
forgetting about the cap on second, though. They wanted to just go for last and just beat them before they spawn, but that's not enough people for this. Even then, the exchange was solid, right? Much better than the ones in process. They just had good post-over position to have people behind enough to just come in from two directions after the Uber's fade and just completely munch whatever is like left behind point. And it works out just fine. They get this point. They get some ad as well, and they might not have gotten the chance for last as quickly as they anticipated, but they certainly still have one.
Yeah, they definitely do. This is a 60% Uber. It's not something you really want to mess around with. If you are MAYOGIRL right now, you have to respect it. Oh, it's some Larry. This on Sniper does get that kill onto Dave in lower. Tries to go for something. Now suddenly the Uber's going to come out, but they're one play down already. The Heavy is just completely exposed here. Isn't taken down yet. That's a lot of time to take down that Heavy. Sticky's killed Troy. Sigma Sam getting ISF as well. I think this push is officially in the bin. Soldier's going to try to get a kill onto Rag, but doesn't quite get it. And I think this time should be about it. Rag gets killed as well, taken down by Autism Larry. I think they have repelled this push. They're 100% Uber, 80% advantage now, moving in onto second. Iosif and his scout friend, they're going to want to force this. They don't have to deal with Uber any further. They, honestly, looking at percentages right now, they probably don't even have to, like, they don't have to get a force, because by the time that MAYOGIRL realistically would be on their last, they'd have it. But it looks like they're just in favor of sitting on mid for a while. They're going to lose, maybe, Dave?
Well, why have even over for last when you can have even over on second, right? So yeah, some mild attempts to get something going at least makes them push slow enough that rank will have close enough to full Uber to the point that it's just not worth pursuing a push into mid at this point for MAYOGIRL. And once again, much like in process, the last pushes for BigBlunt really just fall apart on the focus fire once again. This time the Heavy just ate all the damage for much too long. Lets them get some room to breathe on MAYOGIRL. And I mean, mid, from last to mid is certainly a lot of room in the end here. So they can be sitting pretty. They still have the lead. We've seen this before. BigBlunt obviously managed to get something on the board eventually last map, but maybe MAYOGIRL is all the wiser about what they're trying to accomplish here now. So yeah, we'll see how they want to play this stalemate. Exchange from BigBlunt wasn't bad last time, but it's different now into mid. There's a lot more space to cover if you want to make any sort of play here. On second, that's arguably a little bit easier, even if not by much. I'd be surprised if they just were the team to make the exchange here instead.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, right now, the ball is entirely on the blue team's court. Like, MAYOGIRL, they are one round up. They have been the ones to have successful pushes, period, so far. had a couple on the other side, but it hasn't really been converted into rounds. Right now, MAYOGIRL, they know they can just sit back, relax, enjoy. They're 1 round up, and the blue team, they have to do something.
Ordinary wants to bait someone? No, he just wants to go in. And almost snuck past people there. He got close. But I think he would have beefed up anyway. Now it's Troy and Dave's time to try to chase all the way into mid here. They wanted to medic. One good rocket is nice, but that won't kill the medic by itself. And everyone's trying to double down on that damage. He racked deep, and they will actually pop through with this. So it is BigBlunt after all with the exchange here. It's not much better Uber for MAYOGIRL, but if Megalodon on the Uber is just allowed to pick the Demo Man, then that changes everything.
Yeah, soldiers now coming in off both teams. Actually going to be Gilga going down right now. Frank is still alive. Pretty far back, I think, but maybe it's okay because Troy is with his medic. They're just going to keep him alive for now. The ad isn't actually too big. They're going to want to go in and fight this. Jinxie gets caught out by Troy. Troy accidentally kills Megalodon in the process as well. Just a nice little 6 damage. He's chasing Autism Larry into the lobby. Gets 1 shot on him. Has to get another one. He's not doing it. Please. Thank you. There we go. Troy. Nice little 5k. Kills everyone on the enemy team. Sigma Sam goes down as well. Troy's feeling himself.
And that is something they desperately need right now. They're not done by a lot on score, but I think by a lot on mentality right now to make this comeback happen quickly. This obviously being a situation that could make a big swing for them now. Having good ad from mid into second could make this point be taken relatively easily. I'd be surprised if it's going to be enough to get into last with though at this rate.
Yeah, I mean, Gilga's already at 70%, which gives him plenty of time to get this extra little 30%. He just has to kite the Uber slightly. There we go. 85 at this point. It's pretty much a done deal. He will have this Uber for last. Autism Larry recognize this. He is on the sniper. Once again, going to be checking out some corners, looking at some walls, having a good time. Occasionally trying to shoot at players, but, you know, not really sure if he's going to hit anything. I keep hitting my mic. It's really scary. It's in my way. I need to get boom arm.
Alright, well, it's held them off you for long enough. The whole process taking too long from second to last. And they will not decide to push with this just yet. Obviously, still plenty of time to still make some plays happen. Just getting a lot of damage onto Jinx there on top left is obviously helpful. But they know there's a gun, at least at this rate, right? And Gang all saw that being built. And regardless of it's immediately in the way, for push off the second will eventually be in the way. So they need at all times to be reminded that there will be that thing you need to take care of. Let's see if they, at the very least, can make a play happen first of all here. For now, it's just a bit of spamming. Troy decides to go in, but I assume this is mostly just a thinly-veiled attempt to switch to sniper.
Or spy.
I
Troy
guess.
has been one to play spy before. We did see it earlier. Almost. Actually, wait, never mind. He totally killed the medic.
Well, one out of 2 spy plays.
Yeah. Yeah, he cut it quite close on the second one as well. He died like a millisecond after he shot that last bullet. For context and for future references, I always do blue left, red right on the score on the top left as well. I try to be consistent about that at basically all times. So if it says, 1-2 in this case, it's, the blue team got 1, the red team got 2. Also, this is probably as good a time as any for me to close the bats, because, no, I give people a minute, and then I'm gonna close them. You have 1 more minute to bat, exclamation mark bat, team tag, you have a Mayo, BBG, and then your number, minimum 5. You wanna put your money where your mouth is. Oh! Autism Larry finds 1 kill onto Troy on the sniper.
Sam immediately out of this as well.
Sam gets ragged, so now blue team, they're 3 dead. So, never mind. I mean, they have 2 spawns already, but they're effectively 3 dead. They're not really on second to contest this. Dave tries to go for a sync play onto a soldier, completely messes it up, ends up going down in the process. Right now, it looks like MAYOGIRL, they're walking in onto second here. They take this trade, but Bullhawk is really weak as well. So is Megalodon. And this push is kind of scary, honestly. They're really fighting for this high ground onto second. They do get it, but the soldier's coming right back in onto MAYOGIRL. They do get kill onto Autism Larry, but Iosif and Troy going down in the meantime as well. Sigma Sam just in onto the medic. Rag manages to kill himself with a lock and load railgun. Doesn't get anything else. Ikadu's gone down. It's just Dave, and he is a spawner. MAYOGIRL have fought out of last, out of second. onto mid now, maybe possibly potentially trying to get into the enemy last, as Gilgas found himself a nice little 60% ad.
Yeah, that could go a long distance here. Getting a second round on the board would be huge with a game this like slowly paced as it's been on both maps so far. That would go a very long distance for these teams. So mid's getting picked up. They still have a pick on second as well, which just makes contesting them coming in here with this advantage and not having to is a lot harder here. This really just comes down to MAYOGIRL scout flanking from really sneaky positions or a good bomb. Maybe a trap, but there's not much they can do about anything else here. So yeah, look at that. Everyone's backing off early, and it's Troy trying to be the sneaky scout I was speaking of, but he just gets spotted right away, and that attempt just gets immediately foiled by MAYOGIRL. This ends any and all attempts to really get on a medic here. It stalls for a little bit of time. Obviously, it takes some time to take him down, so it's even at least, but it's like second gone with any hiccup, really.
Yep, as the Uber is popped out of both teams, ISF hits a nice little rocket there onto Bohawk. Goodbye, man. It's unlucky. So Jinxie does get taken down by the heavy as well. Troy tries to chase. Fortunately, MAYOGIRL's Megalodon just sees him and eats him alive. As I assume a real Megalodon would do if you walked into its mouth.
Thank you. Very cool analogy.
Yeah. Next in, really big shark eats you if you're in its mouth.
Alright, that aside, this is going to be tough for BigBlunt, right? They have to get around on the board at this rate. From there on last, they are kind of on the mercy of MAYOGIRL messing up either a push into last or something really basic on second. And that just is never likely. Also, Larry is just really going in for the sniper play, I guess, at this rate. Again, to off-class, and he even gets someone in the meantime, which just denies really most dreams to actually sack one in return as well. So that's just slowing things down even more. And anything that slows things down is all the better for MAYOGIRL. Yet here comes Larry on sniper once again. Has been sniping half this official, and it's not going to stop anytime soon, especially if they let him. And it's difficult to do anything about it on last. So yeah, he's just going to get away with it.
I mean, you have to cover so much ground if you want to take care of the sniper, especially where he's standing right now on this point. If you want to kill him, you can see the stickies right in front of him as well as he's zoomed in. It's just, it's so hard. Like, the chances of him getting a pick here are basically slim to none. He's relying on the enemy team getting bored and wanting to do something.
And that backfired once before. So yeah, I mean, exactly, like it worked once. It backfired for BigBlunt. They have shown that they can get impatient team. Also the MAYOGIRL, who, while playing slow, are definitely doing so with a purpose, it seems, more so than BigBlunt have been, who just kind of have been subjected to it. However, Troy at least is hitting some shots here, gets a kill. A demo pick of all things is really nice to just have a little bit more space. However, you have to still get past the sniper, and everyone else for that matter as well. Sam shutting one down will probably die in return. They're doubling down on this. I mean, they kind of have to, but I'm questioning if this exchange will be much better than this. Even maybe if they can get Jinx here. Yeah, he just can't escape. Scout's just making a great job. Wow.
They found the kill onto Bohawk as well. These 3 picks, they can go back in. Troy sneaking around behind, but he's going to walk back into his own team, which is a bit unlucky. Didn't quite catch them out there as they try to go back. Tries to catch out the medic as he was retreating. Doesn't find anything at all, but they're on middle right now. The Uber's even, actually. Both teams are just building it up. But they will be finding themselves in a more favorable position than where they were before, you know? They're on mid instead of second, or they're last. Which is a sizable improvement, you know?
MAYOGIRL knows exactly how bad this can end, right? Just like giving BigBlunt a leg to stand on towards the end of the game has been backfiring tremendously last map already, and sure they still won the map, but even then just barely. So it is still not that pretty for MAYOGIRL, as much as this is a stalemate. BigBlunt have nothing to lose at this point from like trying to make some risky plays happen. If they lose, they would lose anyway if they didn't try. They will make something happen, and the fight through Cafe is their choice.
Was popped out, traded onto multiple players on both teams. It's going to last roughly the same amount of time. Ikadu, first player to fall to Sigma Sam, but does get taken down by Troy. Rag this time, he's going to bomb in, carpet bombing the enemy team, gets 1 kill onto Megalodon. The shark is now extinct as Troy tries to get kill onto kill. 120 HP, doesn't die. Awesome Larry's on the sniper, but in this position, he would much rather be pretty much any other class in the entire game except maybe the spy. So he's on the low ground, doesn't have any sight of the enemy team, and his demo's dead. So it's just kind of sad.
Alright, on the upside for Troy missing that kill, it still forced everyone back to get the medic out alive. That they just didn't have any space to go for once this went into the later half of the fight, and just no one could come back in, and Jinx was just completely stuck by himself. Gets picked up for his troubles, and suddenly BigBlunt managed to get away all the way to last with only 5 minutes left. They have still some time to spare to try to get into an advantage position, which they clearly aren't in right now. This is just both teams having Ubers, both teams having everyone up, and one of them having a gun.
Oh, Iasif. He walks forward, sees the sentry gun, decides, you know what, I'm gonna rocket jump it anyways, you know? I mean, he looks at it and he's like, you know what, that's a challenge I will accept.
That thing won't stop me.
I'm sorry, man.
They have 4.5 minutes. It's not all over yet. They can do this same play a few more times before it's over. And hey, scouts are allowed to just sack for obvious reasons to go to sniper. Why aren't soldiers allowed to do that? So he just picks up the rifle now.
I guess that's the play. He's gonna snipe in on to the right side as he tries to find something. Which is really funny because he's found a barrel and a wall that is red, but it's not the right color. Bohawk taking the headshot for Autism.
Alright, was he aiming at the sniper there and just missed? It happened to dome Bohawk, that was the question.
Looks like Iasif, honestly, he's winning these sniper duels so far. Got the better reaction time as he is this time ushered in a little bit further by Autism. Now he gets that kill. This opens it up a lot. The medic is hiding behind the dispenser, which is just burning and on fire, and everything sucks. Bohawk bombs in, gets that kill onto the sniper. Really nice rocket, honestly, coming in. Troy going down, but so does Bohawk. The Ubers popped out of both teams. Gilga's Uber's fading, but there is a sentry gun, gets Ikidu. Megalodon come back up. It's just a demo man and his medic. Soldiers in onto the point. Dave tries to distract, gets the demo. But somehow, for some reason, Rag, he didn't walk out. He's finally walking out right now, but if he just walked out with that distraction Dave made, would have been so much cleaner.
I want to point out there was a moment in time where everyone was spamming a gun, and the sniper could have shot it, but decided against it, and if they didn't have to deal with the gun after the Uber, this would have been probably a very different scenario here, so, I mean, I don't know if there would have been enough to win the round, but it certainly would have changed enough to be a much different fight in the end. Still, at least they got out alive, even though they overstayed their welcome maybe a little bit there onto last. They don't really have had too much. I mean, they used first, so obviously they have a little bit, but it's barely anything, and I don't think it will make a difference in the end here. So yeah, this is pretty much even. They still have 2.5 more minutes to get something on the board, and Dave is the one trying to make it happen, but everyone's just spotting him in time.
Autism Larry was in spawn just early on, Spy checking, making sure there's no off-class, but look at Jinxie! Actually gets spammed down by Rag! This is not the time you want to go down as a demo man, let me tell you that much. They're actually going to use this opportunity on the blue side. They're going to go and take down this sentry gun. Soldier really low as well, doesn't quite get taken down. There's actually Troy killed by Sigma Sam, never mind, as Frank gets taken down by Autism Larry. Demoman is shot down as well. That's Rag. Only Iasif and Dave left alive. Both of them are 150. Not sure if they're going to be able to go for anything at all.
That was some severe baiting going on there. Everyone, like, after the exchange said, yeah, we're holding behind point now to just, like, avoid the red team entirely. And then the medic comes in, also goes behind point, and then everyone ditches in any other direction to leave last. And Frank was just stuck on low ground alone and just dies immediately. And that is costly right now. They don't have much time to make much more happen, and waiting time additionally to get this Uber up in the first place right now is just going to be costly.
It really is. And look at MAYOGIRL. They know they don't have to push out. It is their ad, but it's a small one. So in their head, they're just going to keep standing here. Autism Larry on the Pootis boy. As he throws the sandwich. I'm getting hungry, I'm not going to lie. But, you know, I have to power through it. So it's only a minute and a half left.
Well, let's see how much longer you have to power through this, because if anything BigBlunt does right now works, this will be around immediately pretty much, and a golden cap for that matter. Once again, let's see, the Uber comes in early, it gets the gun pretty quickly, but Gilga just had no reason to use this yet. Eventually, Big Sack comes in, that's Yosef going down for it though, and that makes it difficult to come back in, especially with Dave also dying on the way back.
Yeah, Dave going down there, that force coming out so late means it's so hard. That sentry gun did so much work denying that push in. They couldn't get through at all. Troy and Sigma gonna trade here right now. Rag is jumping forwards. Also, Larry does go down. So does Megalodon. Actually, Ikadu, he's on the point. He's shaking a lot. He does get 1 kill onto the medic. Gilka is down. It's 18 seconds left. 17. There we go. Rag gets 1 pipe onto Bohawk. He gets a second one onto Jinxie. They make it. 10 seconds left. It's another golden cap. Autism Larry's not happy right now.
What a better way to start off the season than with a double golden cap game in mid, right?
Yeah.
MAYOGIRL is gonna be furious about that one, though. If there's just anything would have been slightly better posted, but they just didn't expect them to just blatantly push back in with player disad. And MAYOGIRL wasn't ready for it at all. They just let themselves get out the end by fewer players. And that's the fight you really can't afford to lose. That's just very much BigBlunt, just having better aim, better like, team DM there to get those kills quickly enough, and it just worked.
So now, BigBluntGaming have secured themselves 2 points. And so have the enemy team of MAYOGIRL.
Oh, MAYOGIRL
so
is
now
3.
It's a battle for whether or not each team gets 3 points.
MAYOGIRL already has 3. They have 1 from here and then 2 from the other one.
Oh, yeah. Both.
That
Yeah.
is your math for
MAYOGIRL
today.
has 3 points. I'm so sorry, guys. No, they have 2. I'm trolling, and they got 1 here. They have 3 total.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I know. I said it as well, and then I said it again. It's late.
This is about the game ending 4-2 in MAYOGIRL's favor, or 3-3.
Yep. That's what they're fighting for. One internet point.
This was like basically the exact same game, I might add, as a process game. If you didn't see that one, literally the exact same game, really. Slow game, MAYOGIRL with a long time lead, and then towards the end, in this case, much later, on very much the last few seconds of the game, BigBlunt decided, yes, we can still do this, and just pull one out of the bag to make it happen. And granted, in last game there was like, what, 3 minutes left by the end of the game still? There was a little bit more time between the final score and the golden cap. In this case, obviously, no time left here. This will just go instantly to golden cap at the mercy of BigBlunt getting this round here. I thought mid was more chaotic. No, mid isn't that chaotic, especially compared to like low and open. Less so than being chaotic. Mid is just like worse off on the set plays than anything. I mean, it certainly can be chaotic, and it still is more chaotic than higher diffs, but I think the bigger problem in mid is just the set plays are worse. Like, just some weird shit happening during mid, doing last holes or stuff like that, doing pushes.
Yeah.
That just clearly could be better. That's like one of the big difference makers.
So like it's at this point people like understand the basic concepts of the game, which is why I think honestly it's probably why we're seeing it being so slow, because they kind of get the basic stuff, which means that you're in a situation where you get the basics, and then from that you kind of extrapolate that pushing equals bad.
Yeah, playing aggressive is inherently either A, harder, or B, actually, no, that's just it. That's just my point. It's harder.
Right, just
harder to do well. It's harder to
like
do well at the same level you're on. For pretty much any division, really.
Yep.
Because either you are the reason it's not working, because your own team is like doing it worse, because you know coordination is difficult, right? Or it's because the other team is like the same diff as you, competent at holding, which makes you have to be like better than that at beating it.
Actually, Rag, we are onto the middle. We were talking about other stuff, but Rag and Dave have both gone down already, actually. We are onto the middle here. Everyone's just kind of trading. Never mind. It's actually BigBluntGaming. They lose 3. Troy up top does go down. He takes down Sigma Sam. Both soldiers on the red team go down. But if you are MAYOGIRL, you would take that every day of the week. Get everyone except for Frank, who is alive and does have ad, actually. Maybe it doesn't really matter. They are on second.
Yeah, they're not getting there before BigBlunt. This is going to be having to put in the work for this on MAYOGIRL, and with Larry going down immediately, I don't think they really can anymore. Giving up space immediately, they just know probably not worth fighting for. They tried to beat them to the spawns here, but clearly not the case right now. So yeah, Frank living, big difference maker. It's still obviously mid to MAYOGIRL, but BigBlunt still have some room to work with at least.
Ikidu in onto Bohawk, gets the frag and an arrow from his medic as well. That's what you call good teammates. Sigma Sam, he drops down onto the enemy team. Uber's popped out of Gilka. Frank hasn't even gotten close. He has lost Troy, who did go down somewhere, somehow. Not entirely sure. But Iosif, he's on the high ground. He's bombing the sniper. Now Autism Larry does so much damage coming out of Iosif. Frank still hasn't popped Uber. They managed to force the red team completely out of mid. Get Stigma Sam as well. That means they have another pick to work with. This is looking really good for BigBluntGaming right now.
Yeah, suddenly this is like a whole different story here. The fact that they got forced while trying to set up a sniper play just makes this all so awkward, and they get so much out of this right now. Look at this, they're already back to second. And, I mean, for better or for worse, BigBlunt's conversion rate has been a little bit better into this match overall, given that, you know, was MAYOGIRL in control for the most part in both the matches.
So,
oh, never mind.
Is taken down by Autism Larry, who is actually sniping. Ubers are back to being even. BigBluntGaming, yeah, they're playing a little bit safe. They probably could have done... never mind. They got second.
They could have...
It's fine.
Yeah, they could have just basically tried to exchange or like throw everyone in for like some all-man sack, really. And that doesn't seem to be the road they want to go down just yet. I mean, certainly they have it in them to go all in if they need to, as we've seen by the end of the match here, to get the one round on the board. But it's difficult to like decide that this is the time they need to do it. There's still so much time left, and there's still nothing really happened that forced them to make a drastic decision just yet anyway. So they're just taking it slow, putting Ikidu on sniper of the blatant attempt to sack and switch to a non-off class. And with Larry on the other side, this will just come down once again to the sniper 1v1, which we've seen before. Once again, this game starts and ends with Larry sniping.
It really does. Larry doesn't like playing scout, apparently. He has a funny little hat that's really shiny. And, maybe almost looks a little bit phallic. I'm not gonna lie. He gets headshot through the legs of his soldier friend, even, maybe? I think that was through the legs. I'm like 99% sure. It's an easy he's dropped in chat as well. Right now, nothing else really seems to be happening. They do get that first kill onto Larry, but it looks like he's just back up. Ikidu tries to go for a second kill. Oh.
Ooh, that's a double weak. No one with follow-up damage. Larry's still threatening some of the sideline here to Ikidu as well.
Trying to get a shot here onto someone, not quite hitting
They want to pressure Ikidu as much as they can as well. They don't want to give more sideline to the sniper here. They know this can easily end in disaster, but you need to be careful about it, otherwise you're just the easy target for them as well.
Ikidu is peeking these with under 150 HP, which is really dangerous because it means you can just get headshot easily. But he...
Oh, look at that, people shooting sentries as a sniper. You love to see it.
Yeah. Get the sentry gun pick. Actually, that's a kill onto Jinxie. That's really nice for the blue team. Now...
Oh yeah, they immediately followed up on it. Oh no, someone
out of
dropped.
your teams. Sigma Sam is dead, but that's a heavy on the point. They're so tanky, but everyone else on his team is falling apart. There we go. They get it back 3-3. BigBluntGaming, MAYOGIRL, both exceptionally awful team names, I must admit. But everyone in chat's crying because they picked the wrong team.
Yeah, BigBlunt does it just barely. That just needed one small sequence of events going right at the end, right? The sniper getting a kill, opens things up, they just threaten the sideline, body shot into immediate cleanup on whatever the second target was there for the sniper. And that also dropped the player from the Evo, which they got forced by at the same time. It all just steamrolled so quickly, and that's exactly what I mean, right? You need these kind of things on last, outside of just your, like, set, like, few sacks you have. You need, like, to make plays and apply pressure with more people than one in a sequence like this to, like, really overwhelm people. And on a map like this, it's difficult, but it's not undoable, and this certainly shows that even on mid, you can do it, you just need to know how. And sometimes the one time you do it just matters the most.
Yeah.
So congrats to Captain from getting everyone's points right now. It's a pick winner, BigBluntGaming. Rich get richer. And there you go. Captain now made the big money. Why did you watch this? You know we always get the golden cap. I don't. I think that's just more reason. Oh yeah, Josh, you also bet on them, right? Never mind. Oh no, Captain was here earlier. That's what I'm thinking of. So I mean, if it's Golden Caps, why wouldn't I watch it, right? Good games, good content for the people. And clearly, if I look at the people that are here, it's a game people wanted to see. So I mean, why wouldn't I watch this?
I think it was the only game, Tom. I'm gonna be honest.
Well, it's like a Sunday, everyone's scrimming. And we had like
The
good
one
numbers
game.
all night. So I mean, you know, on a day where everyone's playing their own games, I'm pretty fine with this.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
Can't be complaining about this too much. Damn, this was a really good game to start the season off with, though. Dolly joined the Joseph Zone, apparently.
Oh.
Has Dolly ever played Soldier before?
Why would?
I don't know.
Wait, hang on. What if Bumfries is playing Soldier? Can that happen, please?
It has to be
Bumfries,
one
if
of
you're
them,
in
right?
the chat, can you please play Soldier. It makes it a lot easier for me to not lose to you.
Well, that's the ETF2pickup news. Otherwise, yeah, damn, this was a really good game. Shoutouts to both teams. Well, this was the most convoluted way to tie 3-3, I suppose. But they've done it.
Yeah.
They've gone the full distance for this. And I don't know what's left to say other than, damn, I really have to hunt down every Prem team tomorrow to schedule the Prem games. The only one we do know already is Aura Electro against Nerd Rage. That is next Sunday, so in a week's time, you can watch Aura against Nerd Rage. The other games are MAYOGIRL events, What is Bro, and then the other good games are Faint Gaming against Frenchies. For context, Faint Gaming is the Germans. And Ascent EU versus Swift. So every game this week, besides the obvious one, are really, really good. And I hope you tune into TF2p for any and all of them. I don't know, Critcast is trying to do some Div 1. Who's playing Boomer Scholar's Kingdom, Max Team against the Czechs, Lemmings against Beast Mode, and Barnacle Compound. Ooh, Div 1 finals repeat is this week, so, you know, that could happen, I guess. And I will just try to watch as much as I can between having to cast TF2p, because literally everyone on my production crew is playing the game this season.
Yeah,
with exception of, like, Beta and Turbo Tabs.
How can
And
this is
me.
how you kill TF2p production if you make all of them play TF2R.
No, I just have
So-
Adam as, like, production slave.
Yep.
I mean, he literally showed up to produce this game. If you were
Yep.
wondering, I didn't do the camera, Adam did. This is literally just scuffed TF2p.
Yeah,
Next time, we should probably just do this on Essentials or something instead to have, like,
Yes, please.
probably.
better quality.
Please,
but
we
it was
need
still-
content.
But it was too late today. I mean, we'll see. Maybe the next few days we can arrange this. There's nothing tomorrow yet. Maybe that will change tomorrow. We'll see. I'll keep you guys tuned in on that. Who else is streaming right now? MC still streaming? No, Michelle's streaming. Let's rate Michelle, I guess. She's jumping. Jumping is content. Let's do that. How do you spell her Twitch name? There you go. Alright. Rate her. Yeah, this was a game and a half. So again, shout out to the teams for a good game. And also for having the STV map delay change protect on. And not being assholes about it. That's always great. Love you guys. Bye-bye.
Poggers.